Hello everyone, welcome to my stamp studio. How are you this fine rainy day? Let's see. Okay, I'm just getting my Facebook launched here so I can see everything. Welcome to Hump Day Lunch Break Live. I hope you've grabbed your sandwich or your soup and are going to join me today for this fun little crafty card that we're going to be doing. And let's see here. I'm just not getting to where I need to be. Okay, let's see. Oh, well, for some reason, there we go. Now I'm connected. Okay, I didn't have my break connected here. There we go. Let's see if I can get the feed going here. All right, say hello if you're joining me. Well, hello, Anita. How are you? Been a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had awesome holidays. Okay, so today we're going to feature a brand new stamp set. Now this stamp set is going to be available starting tomorrow in our January to April mini catalog. In addition to that, I'm going to make a second card featuring a Sale-a-Bration set, which is also way adorable. It is the Adorable Owls. So we're going to make two cards at the same time, and we're going to get going because it is lunch break, so we have to be speedy today. So I have a piece of 8.5 by 11 thick white cardstock. I've cut it in half at 4 1/4, and I've scored them at 5 1/2. So I've got two here. Let me just go ahead and give this a good press with my bone folder here. This is one of these must-have tools. There we go. All right. Next, we're going to take some of our our Country Gingham Designer Series paper, and this is also new. It's part of our Country Floral Lane suite, but today I'm going to be using it in a different card. So there's all sorts. There are 48 sheets in here. It's Balmy Blue, it's Mint Macaron, you all know my favorite, Sweet Sorbet, Blushing Bride, or not Blushing Bride, Petal Pink, and all sorts of fun patterns. So I'm going to get these scraps out of the way so you can see I've actually been working on some classes and stuff. This is actually our club for January. It is featuring the Share a Milkshake. If you're on my email list, you would have gotten that email, I think yesterday or maybe today. But yeah, sign up for club is available now. Tomorrow I'll be announcing the class to go, which will be the Country Bouquet. Yeah. So tomorrow night's virtual class will be that. And you can get that class free when you spend $35 in my online store using my host code. Now, if you spend more than, if you're going to be spending more than $150, then you won't use the host code. I'll still gift you the card class. Okay. So on one, I'm using Balmy Blue, and the other one, I'm using Mint Macaron. I do need two more pieces of cardstock that I forgot to grab here. Let me just grab that out so I can get those cut. So I have my card all designed. It's just a matter of getting my pieces out. All right, so I've got Mint Macaron and I've got Balmy Blue. So my Designer Series paper here measures 2 7/8 by 5 1/2. And this one I actually want to measure. It looks a little bit bigger. No, it's the right size. Oh, no, it's not. Let me just trim this one down just slightly here because I need it to be 2 7/8. There we go. Now, our Balmy Blue and Mint Macaron will be at 3 inches by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to cut it this way. So I've got my 3 inches here. And then I've got this at 5 1/2. And again, 3 inches. By 5 1/2. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer my Mint Macaron designer paper right onto my cardstock here. And then I'm going to put this on the front of my card base. You're going to really like this card. It is really cute. You can do this with any stamp set you have. I'll put this right on here. It's just a very thin strip on the outside just to give it some added texture here. I'm going to go ahead and put this right on my card base now. So just center that right on the front. There we go. And we'll do this for the second piece here. Now I will have all the dimensions, and I will have a little project sheet available later this afternoon. It'll be about the same time I copy this up to YouTube, so you'll always be able to find this video on YouTube. Now I cut my designer series paper just off a little bit, so I need to trim that down. There we go. It was too small of a piece to cut with my trimmer, so I just used my scissors. All right. But you can see how fast this will go. My pieces weren't quite even. I'll have to trim them down later. Okay, so now that's our card base. The next thing I've done is I've taken my layering circles and my cut and emboss machine, and I've die cut 2 large scallops for my layering circle dies, and so that's going to go right on here. I'm going to be putting that up with dimensionals, so I need to grab my dimensionals here. And I've cut a piece of balmy blue. Again, this is all with the layering circle dies. And then 2 smaller circles in white. All right, so this one I can actually just get mounted right now. This one I'm going to do just slightly different. Okay, we'll go ahead and put this one on with dimensionals. And I'm going to use 4 dimensionals here. I'll put that one right here. This one, I'm going to actually just adhere this one. Let's see, what do I want to do? You know what, I'm going to adhere these 2 together, and then I'm going to hold off doing my white circle because I'm going to do something a little different with that. Actually, the owl is kind of big, so the little owl card I hadn't already done. It's kind of, this one's kind of by the seat of my pants. The milkshake one I already have designed. But I thought it'd be really cute to show the owl as well. All right, now let's get one more thing done and then we can start our stamping. I'm going to grab my ribbon, which I thought I had on my table here. What did I do with it? I just had the ribbon like a few minutes ago. Okay, well, I walked away with it, so we're just going to use some other ribbon. I've got my new, and I forgot the name of this one already. The new variegated ribbon. It is balmy blue and white, so I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to just tie a bow right here in front. Now this is very thin ribbon, kind of flimsy, so it'll be a little bit more of a challenge to tie a bow, but we'll get it done. I'm just going to turn this here. All right, I'm a little bow challenged. I don't know, for some reason today. Okay, let's try this again. Let me try. It's just a challenge because this is flimsy. All right, I'm going to do something different here. Okay, so we're going to tie a bow, nice and simple. I'm just trying to make sure I have it flat and going in the same direction here. There we go, that looks a little better. And then on the other card, I'm going to use one of our newer pool party ribbons, because the pool party ribbon will go pretty well with the mint macaron. All right, so there we go. Get my scissors, we'll trim that one off. Okay, so we got our bow there. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, and now on this one, I'm going to take our new pool party ribbon. And I haven't even opened it yet. There we go. And look how close that goes. So while it looks more pool party-ish here, it looks more mint macaron over here. So again, I need to just get my ribbon laying in here flat. Tie bow right on the front. Don't need that much ribbon. Okay. All right, there we go. I'm going to trim this one off. There we go. So we've kind of got our bases done. Now we're ready to do some stamping. So we're going to do our milkshake stamping first. And my scrap paper is right here. Let's get this extra stuff cut off. So you can tell I cut my circles out of there. I'm going to grab my early espresso here. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper because I'm going to stamp off. This is really pretty dark, so I want to stamp off first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my detailed stamp, and hopefully I have some blocks out here. I'll just use this one. And now what I like to do is, I know I'm going to be making another card, so I'm going to do a really dark one here, and then I'm going to stamp off over here. This is actually the one I'm going to be using for this card. But since I was stamping it, I don't want to waste the ink, so I might as well go ahead and stamp another one. All right. We'll go ahead and get our next color here. And we're going to grab the solid shape now. So what I'm doing is grabbing this solid one. Let's get this completely off. All right. I'm going to put this right on here. Again, I'm going to stamp this one off because it's going to be really dark. So I'll stamp that one off. And it's still going to be dark, but I can go through, I can look right through my stamp and line that up with the detail one. So that's a really dark chocolate one. And then we got, there we go. And there is our other one. All right, so now we need to have some ice cream float on top, right? So let's go ahead and bring in, I'm going to bring in sweet sorbet for this one because that's what I have handy. And I'm going to grab this right here, which is going to be my ice cream top, my shake top. So I'm going to stamp two of them again. All right. Get that cleaned off. I'm going to also stamp Be My Valentine. So we're doing a little Valentine card here. And I'm just going to be fussy cutting this. So I'm just going to put these two over here. All right, these will be running through the die cut machine. And the other two things I need are some straws. So let's go ahead and grab the straw out. And I'm going to grab a little smaller block to stamp my straw. And for the straw, I'm going to go back to early espresso. One, two. Hello, Becky. How are you today? All right. So now the next thing I'm going to need is my owl. So let's go ahead and grab our owl here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this little birthday one because it's so darn cute. I mean, look at how cute that is. It's just adorable. Stinking adorable. Now, there are no dies for this one. So this one I'll have to fussy cut out. But we'll make it quick. It's not too bad of one to cut out. I am going to go over and grab some blends here because I'll need that to color in my owl. So we'll get that next one stamped. And again, we're making 2 cards today using 2 different stamp sets, but the same card layout. All right, so here's my little owl. Using black Memento ink so that I can use my blends. I'm going to go ahead and color this in real quick. So I'm going to take my light crumb cake and basically color in the whole thing here. I'll have to go get another color for my beak here. All right. And this one is actually pretty fast to color in. And I'm just going to color all this in crumb cake. And get that colored in. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in my light soft suede. And I'm just going to color in enough to offset. Kind of just give it a different little color here. And we'll put a little right there, right there, and we'll do a little bit on his wings. Okay, I'll come back in with my light crumb cake. Oh, there's light crumb cake, right? Oh, this is my dark crumb cake. I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, my light crumb cake. I hate when I grab the wrong one by mistake. And I'm just going to blend in that dark soft, or the light soft suede there. All right. Okay, let's color in his little hat. So we're going to do mint macaron here. So we've got our dark there. We're going to just leave the other part white. And now I'm going to use the light mint macaron for his little eyes. And I'm going to grab just a color for his feet here. And we're going to grab daffodil. Okay, so here's his beak and his little feet. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to do our die cutting now. And I think I got all my pieces. The only other thing I do is have to bring in some sweet sorbet because that is going to be added to our milkshake card. So now let's grab our mini die cut machine. Oh, and have you seen, and I'll bring this out tomorrow, there is a new die cut machine that Stampin' Up! Is offering. So if you purchase a starter kit, you can get this white mini die cut machine, or you can get boho blue. I'm going to be sharing the boho blue one tomorrow night during our Stampin' Fun and More class. So let's go ahead, let's get all this trimmed out. And grab our dies here. So we do have coordinating dies. Now, if you don't have a die cut machine or the dies, I strongly suggest you get it during Sale-a-Bration so you can get free stuff. But you can still actually use this stamp set and just hand cut, fussy cut things out. It's actually pretty easy. It's pretty quick. So all I'm doing is layering my ice cream and my straw and my shake glass, my milkshake glass. And I'm sorry, the mailman must be here because my dog is going crazy. All right, we're going to run this right through. Oh, and my little ice cream top moved. So I just need to get that one back in place. So it's just taking me a moment. All right. All right. Your mail just got here? Oh, yeah. The Cooper does not like the mail. Well, I mean, I don't know. He's friendly, and as soon as the mailman talks to him, he's fine. But yeah, he's got to just bark up a storm because that's what he does. All right, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I grabbed these little hearts here, and we're going to cut some hearts. So again, if you have a punch for hearts, you don't have a die cut machine, you can definitely do that. And I just dropped my straw die. Oh no. Well, I'll have to dig around for that. Oh boy. Well, what did I do with it? Oh, darn. Well, that always happens. I always drop some dye. I'll find it after the video. All right. I hope. I would be really bummed if I didn't. All right. So we got our hearts. And for grins and giggles, I'm going to cut one more set of hearts so we can use them on the owl card too. So again, one layout, 2 different cards just by switching up our stamp sets. So when you get a bundle, add some embellishments, you get up to $50 and you can get that adorable owl stamp set for free during Sale-a-Bration. Now, Sale-a-Bration only runs until the end of February, and this is a really popular set already by demonstrators. So if you like this, you're going to want to make sure you get your order in early. All right. Let's bring back in our cards. So we have a couple more pieces to fussy cut here. Let me grab my scissors. And I'm going to just take him. And I might just actually change the sentiment on this one instead of being a Valentine one. So again, I'm just turning my paper as I cut. It's pretty fast to cut out. You can definitely add more color with your blends. I was just trying to be a little faster during the video here. So again, 2 different stamp sets. So this is the adorable owl stamp set. We're going to put him right there. I'm going to fussy cut out my Be My Valentine. Now, if you're not so comfortable with fussy cutting, take a pencil and draw around the image that you want to fussy cut out and cut along your pencil mark. There we go. I just want to round those corners. Okay, now we have our shake here, and we have our little ice cream. We have our straw. Notice in this die, it cut a little slit here for me to put my straw in. Isn't that incredible? They are so smart. These artists at Stampin' Up!, they're amazing. All right, so now I'm going to put some dimensionals here. I am putting a dimensional over the top of the straw and that ice cream there. And I'm putting these a little bit higher up because I want to make sure that when I adhere this, I can cover the top of my glass. So we're going to put 2 dimensionals here. We'll go ahead and pull this off. So I'm going to complete this card first, and then we'll get to the owl one. So here we go. I'm going to put this right on here, just like that. I'm going to take my float here and put that right on there. We're going to grab our Be My Valentine. I'm going to go ahead and take some mini dimensionals and adhere this on. Well, I wonder if UPS is coming because he is barking up a storm. So someone must be on my porch. All right, so I'll put that right there. Now let's get our hearts added. And I'm just going to use my liquid glue. And I'm just going to put a little bit. You can use a glue dot if you want. And we're just going to slide that in. We're going to put one at the top of my shake here. I'm going to drop that little small one right there. And then I'm going to put another one over here. And I think this one I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. So I'll use 2 mini dimensionals here. All right, so this card, oops, is almost done. All we need is a few embellishments, and I'm going to pull in, again, new stuff. So we're going to use the opaque adhesive back gems. These are new with our January to April mini catalog. I like to call it the Occasions catalog. So let's go ahead and just put some embellishments on here. Put one right here. And we'll put one, over here. Well, let's see, one right here. And then we'll take a little tiny one. And I think we'll just put it right up. I don't know where I want it. We'll go right there. Okay, so that's our milkshake card. Now, going back to our little owl. So here again, we have our owl. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the white, just like that. Now, I don't want him to be floating up in the air, right? So let's go ahead and add a little bit of color to our face here. So I'm just going to grab my mint macaron, and I'm just going to really just kind of color in a little splotch here. So it looks like he's standing on something. All right, so we'll just put him on dimensionals, or her, whatever way you want to call it. Put that one right on dimensionals. And I'm just going to put that one right on. So we'll just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my circle. Put that right there. And we're going to grab a sentiment from this adorable set. And we're going to do It's Your Day. So I'm just going to grab my It's Your Day. I'm going to grab a strip of white. If I can find one that's just right here somewhere. Let's see, I should have some extra strips in my... There we go. I have an extra strip right here. Grab this. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. You know what? I'm going to do it in early espresso since we have that out. I think I'm doing it early espresso. What did I do with my stamp pads? Where are they? Found them. Put them off to the side. All right. So I got It's Your Day. And I'm just going to stamp that right there. Go ahead and take my snips, and we'll just trim those sides off, trim along that bottom, trim down the top just a little bit. All right, and I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. We'll grab our little minis. So again, you can get this stamp set free with any $50 purchase starting tomorrow. Okay, so here are our 2 cards. I hope you like these today. Just a quick little lunch break, and come back tomorrow night, 6:44 Central Time, right here on Facebook. And we'll be using the Country Lane stamp set and punch. You're going to love it. All right, take care. Have a good rest of your afternoon.